this video, I will talk about the Incorta data application for GD AdWords inventory and the inventory supply domain. First, let's go to the inventory module. In the inventory reports, we have several areas: inventory moment, inventory turn, and the item availability. First, let's go to the 01 inventory moment. This report is more useful for the internal or external auditor who wants to know if the inventory is built up through the different stages, because the value of item is changing depending on the unit price and the quantity, but also depending on all the different value-added activities. What the user can do is then they come to this report to select beginning time and the ending time. And for the period, we will show that the item's value change under a given inventory location. For example, the inventory value may increase because we have a purchase, and the inventory value may decrease because we sell those items. So those buy and sell activities are represented in this report. And you can get the summary first on the top report. For example, we see 4 items here. If we switch from period to 2022, then we will see the inventory moment from year 2022 to 2023 for the entire year. We can see the change of an inventory item, like you have purchased and sold the item. You can get how you reach this and inventory. For each of these items, this report will help you to see the details. For example, the item B94000, click this item. Then you can see all the transactions below. Thus, the purposes of this report is meaningful for the internal and the external auditors. So the tab 2, inventory moment details. This further breaks down the inventory items by program and document tab. This depending on the requirement of the deployment company, they may need to have such details. The type 3, item as off. This is not a real report. This is just showing the data on how GDE stored the data. GDE had the table F4112. This table represents the aggregate transaction by month. Each record stores data in 1 year, and each column represents the aggregate amount from that given month. It keeps updating the same records for the columns, which represent the current periods. So this is a way that the GDE helps prepare the data for reporting. Now, let's go to see the 02 inventory turn. In this report, we mimic the report from the GDE to show each item. The inventory turnover ratio or turn factor is calculated by dividing the cost of goods by the average inventory for the same period. Inventory turn is a standard report provided by GDE. We created this to validate the data from Incorta. This is more like an analytics report, let you know for each item what is the turn factor. So turn factor is shown here. It's equal to inventory volume divided by average inventory. So let's go to the 03, item availability. Item availability is another report that we use to validate the data. This report shows you the current on-hand quantity and includes the quantity committed to your customer, the quantity on back order, and the unit on transit. It allows you to check at any time what the quantity is available by item and by your location. Location means your warehouse. So every day when you come here, you will see the quantity available on hand, and then the report can be break down not by item but by lost and the serial number. So that's the detail below. And then also you can use this to make a comparison between the value you have on hand and the sales commitment. Because of your item, maybe even you have a stock, but your stock item may already sold. Whether this picked or shipped, that's a different story. But the commit means they are sold. So additional orders must become back order. So this report shows you that. Now let's move to the next module. Inventory supply demand. So let's go to the supply and the demand report. The main purpose of this dashboard is for the supply chain manager to know the inventory status. The main concern is whether the inventory has enough stock to fulfill the demand from the order. We bring the item as a common dimension and bring sales, purchasing, and the inventory together in one report. It includes the information for the quantity on hand, by item, by inventory, and the incoming inflow of the item going through the purchase orders, which may have been ordered and received but has not yet gotten into stock, and then also compare this inventory quantity on hand and the incoming quantity with the demand, which is all the data we got from the committed sales order. Then the use of this report. By comparing, the deploying company will know if they have enough quantity on hand. This is a committed minus on hand without considering purchase order, and this one is a commit minus on hand plus purchase order. So anything highlighted in green or in yellow means that the potentially has a problem, and the problem will be indicated by the future days. So now it's like August, and all these are future inflow and outflow. So we know that some items will come in the future for this item. If you want to see all the details, the purchase order and the sales details, we can go to the detail tab and drill down by the item. For example, if we click the item REA 000 and then go to the supply details tab, will give you the individual purchase orders. To build this commit number, we can see the demand details, which will be the individual sales orders. So then the inventory and the inventory supply demand reports we provide as a part of a distribution module of the GDE data application. Thank you.